Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Just hold on a second. All right, just hold on just a second. Okay. I just want to. All right. Okay, I guess that'll be loud enough. Um, what I want to talk about is this. To me, what's the difference between a user, a person who is a user, or a person just around you just to get out of you what they feel that they can get out of you, or a user, right? You may ask the question, what's the difference between them and a drug addict? The truth in the matter is, it's really no difference. What I mean by being no difference is they doing different things, but it's still the same evil spirit. It's still the same spirit. A person who, you can be an honest person, right? You cannot even have that trait. It may bypass you, but you may get them other habits. You may not be a drug addict, but if you are a gossiper, and all this stuff comes from Esau, our enemy. Our people pick these things up by the enemy, Esau, the white man, and their nation. You know, we done joined custom with them. Okay, but anyway, not getting off the topic. I ain't trying to do that. But it's all tying Esau, the white man. They all tying into it together. Um, a drug addict, a person who has a drug addiction. I had a wrong concept about a drug dealer versus a person who gossip all the damn time. I have several different when you live in this world, you learn that that is not so. If I had a choice to be around somebody, let's just say if they gave me a choice, which one would you want to deal with it with? Would you want to deal with um, a person who is a gossiper, who gossip a lot on the phone, or would you want to deal with a person who's a drug addict? I would rather deal with the person I believe that's a drug addict. Now I can be wrong on that level too, but the reason why I'm just in my strongest thought I'm picking a drug addict is because a person who is on drugs, who do the worst of crime, drugs, alcohol, and stuff like that, you can pretty much talk some sense to them. I think you can talk more sense to a person who on drugs, a dope dealer, than you can a person who has badass kids or somebody who don't want you um like giving they giving them good advice. Say, hey, that ain't good. Your mom shouldn't be letting you shake your so and so online or shake so on. This is not good. This is not a good look. And when you try and especially when they got demonic trait ways and stuff. You see what I'm saying? I would rather deal with, to me, it's like the people in the streets, drug addicts is more a lot. They may be emotional, but they survive in their own way from the streets. But they know how to be logical with you at the same time, and they just knows how they accept your criticism that you give them. The only thing about a drug, some of them, yeah, some of them are steal from you, some of them are clean you out. But a person who gossip is worse. I feel like, and I think a person who gossip about another individual is worse than that person. Another type of person that I believe that's worse than a drug addict, a person that know every damn body they come across. If you know everybody If you know every single person that you come across, everybody know you. 9 chances out of 10, run the hell away from that goddamn conversation. I mean, from them people. Run as fast as you could. Because that shit, that conversation with that is gonna go from 0 to 60. I would rather deal with a goddamn drug addict. I really would. I would rather deal with a drug addict than to deal with somebody who gossip all the damn time about other people. And when you tell them about when you confront them about they gossip situation, a gossip mentality, then it's World War V or World War III. A drug addict gonna be more. You can get more logic out of him and understanding than you can a person who don't even who's not into that. But a user is no different from a drug addictor, a drug addicted person. You may not have a drug problem, you may not have a stealing addiction, but your ass love to use people all the goddamn time. You just around this person to use this person because of they down and you want to get what you want to get out of that person. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people, when you down and you can't do nothing, really do nothing for yourself or whatever, they really take and they use that to their advantage. They really do. A lot of people ain't gonna, they're not gonna look at it like that. Like, oh, okay, she's down. She had this done to her. She out of her mind. Now I can clean her out now like I want to. That is wrong because you wouldn't want nobody doing that shit to you. You really wouldn't. You wouldn't want nobody doing that shit to you. But a user is really worse than a drug addict. Now, don't get me wrong, a drug addict does that type of stuff too. They'll use you too. If they could, yeah, they'll do it. But to me, I think I would rather deal with a drug addict. Now, I'm not saying I want either one of them. I'm not saying I want either one of them. They both is bad. But I really do believe that a person who gossip and use you for what you got is worse than a damn drug addict. Are they just as bad? They both are the same. Because guess what? They both got the same spirit. Both of the spirits can do damage. Because thing about a gossiper, a person that gossip about other people is way worse. They'll dog you out while you in good health. As soon as you get down, they'll turn around and do you worse. Or they'll be like, oh well, okay. Now, bingo. Now, this is my ticket to get my meal ticket or my buying ticket from this individual. Therefore, I can do what I want. Now I can get more out of it. To me, that's worse. That is worse, bro. It is. Tell me I just lied. If I had, look, let me tell you something. Based upon my experience and seeing what my family go through with certain conditions, certain problems, addictions that they had, I think I would rather have, in my honest opinion, if I was out there like that and grew up like that, I would rather have had a drug addiction than any type of anything. I would rather be be addicted to drugs and be an addict in the streets, I'm telling you, than to be a gossiper. Even though I'm living at home and you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say I would rather skip, dismiss the churches and be a drug addicted person than to be, I would rather be in the streets being a drug addicted person than to be than to go to a place called a sanctuary. You see what I'm saying? And get fucked over by the people who claiming and professing to be godly, but they the ones doing you worse than the damn drug addict. Cause see, thing about a drug addict, they gon' if you let them in your house, they ain't gonna pretend with you. If it's something laying around and it's gonna help them get what they want when it comes to this, or they drug or get that stuff to smoke, you gonna know it. They ain't gonna try to hide and be like, okay, try to pretend like they're not these people, because they be around you long enough, they gonna take your shit or whatever. So all right, what's up? All right, what's up, man? I would rather be a person who is addicted to drugs than to be addicted to a person who has a gossip addiction. I really would, because it's proven out to be that it's way in the hell worse than a person who they say be on drugs. The drug addicts be get talked about. I used to think that the drug addicts was the worst, but hell no, I had it all wrong, because both of them are use people. Both of them be around to get what they want out of you. So here, I just might as well just deal with the person that's, if I'm gonna deal with a person who is trying to come around and trying to use me for what I got or whatever, and want to use you, even people that try to get you to do their work, and they just feel, oh, you this nice Christian person or whatever, or anything of that nature. Oh, I can get what I want out of this. I can use this. He got a weak mind. I can use him. You see what I'm saying? Hell, I just was to just go around and invite a damn drug addict to stay in my house than you, because you gonna clean me out just like the drug addict will, the gossiper. That's right. How y'all doing? All right. Yeah, you gonna clean me out just like the drug addict will. A gossip, a person who gossip, and a person who's a drug addict, they gonna clean you out just as bad as the one who gossip against you. Here the enemy go. There the enemy go in that truck right there. Yeah. So think about it. A person who try to use you for what you got, and a person that's a drug addict, they'll do the same thing. So you know what you might as well say? Shit, I just might as well just go out here and let this damn drug addict, because both of them is doing the same damage, but in different ways. The only difference is you ain't from the streets, but you in the Christianity streets, laid back streets in the house, gossiping. You're from the gossiping streets. There are different types of streets. I may not be from the streets in the real world, but I'm from the laid back streets, meaning that you go to church, you read your Bible, and all of that type of stuff. That's laid back from that's from the laid back streets. I consider myself to say I'm from the laid back streets. You see what I'm saying? But the people in the laid back streets is just as bad as the one who is from the streets from the ghetto streets. They both just as bad. Both of them do the same damage, but in different ways. You gossiping about your people. Now you're going to go get their money. You're going to go get their money. You're going to go get everything that you want out these people after you done fucked them over. Now, at the same time, now you still need these people. The same people you fucked over before they got down. Hell, if I'm gonna go deal with something like, I just was to just let a drug addict wouldn't even do that. I done actually seen it happen. They'll say, man, look, I know some drug addicts done said, man, look, I know that I'm doing wrong for smoking this stuff and being on drugs out here and doing all this shit on the streets, but I don't believe that I could have done this shit what this so-called person that call themselves a Christian from the gossiping, laid back streets, ain't never been in trouble, or been on or whatever, but you still sitting back gossiping and talking about another person. The thing, if I got a problem with somebody and I'm from the streets, I'm gonna go to them and tell them about themselves. Now, how they handle it and how they deal with it, that's on them. That's what they would do. To me, a person who is from the laid back streets, who never been on drugs, that gossip about another person is worse than the person who is on drugs or addicted to drugs. Sometimes I think dealing with drug dealers, now I know it sounds like I'm weak and going off, but dealing with somebody like that and dealing with a bad child who don't want to listen is worse to me. Yeah, because thing about it, Esau the white man, they gonna make a law. They already made the law, child abuse, this and that and the third. But when those children get a certain age and they get locked up and get put pounding in the system, they got the system set up for their failure. But they act like they care because quote unquote you trying to whoop their ass from being abused and whatever. Then they turn around now they trying to get you in trouble. But you trying to discipline that Esau spirit, that demonic spirit out of. So, because the white man, you don't chastise him, he gonna do it, but he's setting you up by saying, "Oh, it's child abuse," and they don't give a damn about none of our children. The white man, the so-called white people, the white man do not care anything about our children. They don't. No, they don't. They don't care nothing about our children. But since they got this thing hot, they ain't got no reason to be sitting up talking about nobody talking about they ain't got no business talking about nothing good when all they did was infiltrate and perpetrated nothing but created and went around the world and poisoned the world with all kinds of evil. But how they gonna sit up and talk about child abuse? That shouldn't even come out of a white so-called white person's mouth. They ain't got no business calling themselves trying to talk about nothing good, and all they people did was perpetrated nothing but evil on the planet. Hell no. They can't tell you nothing about living, not living right. Yeah, you can't go around and tell people that. But I would rather deal with a drug addict because I feel like a drug addict, they got more experience and they really understand what it's like. I mean, it's like a lot of them use more good, good judgment. You know what I mean? They're more logical. I done seen it happen. You see what I'm saying? Other than people just sit around and wants to take advantage of somebody else. One is she, what she look like she must be rapping. I don't know what's going on with her. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I seen her before. Yep. So, yeah, man. It's like I don't, yeah. It's like I would rather deal with a person who is a drug addict than to deal with somebody who is a scammer. Because hey, if I want to deal with a scammer, I don't need to be around a person who gossip all the damn time. I don't need to be around somebody who sit up and they gossip all the damn time. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, because a person who gossip all the damn time is worse than the drug addict. Yeah, yeah, a person that gossip all the damn time. Yeah, yep, yeah, man. And I think that's all I have to say for right now. But I was trying to think of something else that I can actually say. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah. So, um, yeah, man. I'm just sitting here just trying to see if there's anything else that I want to say before I close the video out. Because a lot of people think, oh, I ain't out here on the streets, I ain't on drugs, and I never did this kind of. But we do other shit. You see what I'm saying? So the person that's from the streets is no different from the person who gossip all the damn time. The ones who, like I said, I know I don't want to feel like I'm just running in circles with this one topic, but I would say the person that do a bunch of gossip, a gossiping about another person, is worse than the drug addicts or the alcoholics. Have y'all ever heard the saying say Christianity is worse than crack cocaine? Christianity is worse than crack. It really is. Yep. Christianity is worse than crack cocaine. It's proven to be because you can always a crack addict a person who is crack addicted. I think they can get help and they can be recovered. Or alcohol, a drug addict or alcohol can get recovered. But a person who's in Christianity, once they really damaged, they can't. Most of them that's been damaged by Christianity, people that's a gossiper, that gossip a lot. I don't think they can be rehabilitated. I'm not doubting God, but I don't think they can be rehabilitated too fast because I think they can get to a certain level in their thinking. They are so damaged and so far gone until that gossip started to look right to them. The wrong go to looking like right, and it's like their mind is sealed. You see what I'm saying? The decision is sealed, and it's harder for a gossiper addicted person to get help because they can't be rehabilitated. But I believe a person who is a drug addict can be rehabilitated a little quicker than a person uh who is on that crack Christianity crack. Christianity crack. Once you on that, there is no coming back from that. That's what I believe and what I've been seeing. You don't have to, like a lot of people say, well, I never was a drug addict. You still can be just as bad as a person who's laid back. You can. You can be just as bad as a person who is laid back. You know what I mean? Like drug addict is the worst sin ever. No, it's not. Yeah. To me, a gossip addiction is worse than drugs. Let me say that again. A gossip addiction, talking about another person and getting over on that person, using this person while they keep their money and they're going to turn around and use you to do their work. It's no different from that drug addict. You're just the same. And once suck this person dry just to take care of yourself, you ain't no better than the drug addict. Now this person is down. Now I can use this situation to my advantage and I can take what I want. You see what I'm saying? You ain't no different from a drug addict. I would say you worse than the drug addict because your spirit is just as bad. Hell, if I want to go and let somebody get over on me, shit, I'd just rather just let the drug addict do it, not you. Hell, you worse than the drug addict. You being a gossiper, hell, you ain't nothing. You ain't compared to a drug addict. You ain't nothing compared to the drug addict. You do more damage than the drug addict with your mouth. Gossip all the damn time. Blah, 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 like that. Hell, you worse than the damn drug addict. Phone addictions, gossiping about another person. To me, that's worse than a drug addict. One thing about a drug dealer, hell, they ain't got time to be with no phone. Hell, they take that and go sell that phone and go do what they gonna do. The drug addict is more at peace than you. Yeah, the drug addict is more at peace than you. If they got a phone, they're not gonna waste their time sitting up there. Oh man, that's so and so about so. No, gossiping on the phone is worse than a drug addict. Because I'm gonna reiterate it again. Drug addicts, they be trying to get their high on. They ain't sitting up there wanting to have a phone day in and day out to sit up there and gossip about another person. If they gonna go and get high, they gonna get from around you most of the time. They'll clean you out. Hell, you worse than the drug addict. I tell the people like this here, you and your kids put together is worse than a drug addict. Like, damn, I deal with them. That's right. That's what a drug addict is. There is all kinds of addictions. Many addictions can destroy you worse than drugs. Like I said earlier, a drug addict can be rehabilitated, but a person who gossip and run their mouth all the time, I don't think there's no rehabilitation and recovery for a gossip, a person that gossip. Nah, hell no. A person who gossip is worse than an alcoholic. Like I said earlier, I'm not trying to. I know I'm running in circles, but I'm gonna say it again. Christianity is worse than crack cocaine. It is. Gossip, the spirit of gossip is worse than than drug addiction. Gossip, the spirit of gossip is worse than a drug dealer. You hear me? The spirit of gossip or gossiping about another person is worse than a drug addiction. It's worse than crack cocaine. Please believe that. A drug addiction is worse than crack cocaine. Excuse me. A gossiper, a person that gossips about other people, use other people. The spirit of use is worse than alcoholic addiction or drug addiction, a drug addicted person, alcoholic addiction, or addiction person. Yeah, the spirit of gossip. I would rather be a drug dealer, or a drug addict any day than to be a gossiper. Yeah, I would rather be that any day, not a damn gossiper. Yeah, yep. I would rather be, like I said, I would rather be addicted to drugs and be addicted to alcohol than to be addicted to gossip and talking about another person. Another thing, and I know I'm running in circles, and I hope this makes sense. I'm trying to make it make sense. And I know I done said that a thousand times. I'm gonna also say this: use the spirit of using somebody, getting over on somebody. A user, you can sense a user, somebody just trying to use you for what you got, is the worst addiction ever. It's worse than crack cocaine put together. A person who is addicted to crack. I would rather be addicted to crack than to take advantage of somebody. Because guess what? Compared to the drug dealers, you ain't got to worry about them coming up gospel, calling your phone, uh, trying to damage you mentally. You know what I mean? You ain't got to worry about that. That's why you got to be careful also who you're talking with, because they get that certain type of energy can make you sick and can bring you down and make you go into a stroke or anything. So be aware of gossip addiction. A person who has the drug addiction of gossip, a person who has the spirit to use you for your little money or what you got, is the worst than a person who is on crack cocaine. I'm telling you now. It says, what did I say this title was? A user is just as bad as a drug addiction. A user is just as bad as a drug dealer. A user is just as bad as a drug dealer, and it is. A person who gets over on you and a user and a drug addict is is what I just said. It's just as bad. It is. You don't want none of them. You don't want to have nobody around you with them kind of traits. I'm not saying that I want them kind of traits. I'm just saying if I was dealing with a trait, I would rather have the trait of a alcoholic, crack cocaine addiction, or crack cocaine uh, trait. I'd rather have the traits of being on crack cocaine than to have the traits of gossip and talking about another person or using somebody. I don't want them traits, but I would rather have that. Why am I saying that? Because we don't criticize the drug addicted people and the person who is on crack for so long. We forget that gossip and being a user and using another person for what they got is the worst addiction, is the worst drug addiction to have in that sense. So don't let nobody go around and tell you drug addiction is the worst one. It's not. That's a lie. So don't even. That's right. Be careful. So I'm gonna get up out of here and I'm gonna see y'all later, man. And that's the name of the video. I would hold on. A user is just as bad as as a drug addiction. That's the name of it. A user is just as bad as a drug dealer. All right, I'm out.